Hey, let's go over the different types of transmissions. There's really, in the tractors we sell, there's 4 different types of transmissions. One is the old-fashioned gear shift, which is typically right between your legs. Sometimes they're different, sometimes they're on the fender, but you'd have some sticks coming up here, typically like a 1, 2, 3 in like reverse, or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 in reverse and a high and a low. Those transmissions are non-synchronized, and what that means is you really need to be completely stopped in order to shift, and you'll hear a little bit of grinding on them. The next transmission is my favorite, which is going to be a shuttle shift. On this shuttle shift here, you still have to clutch this tractor, but it's a synchronized transmission. What that means is you can shift on the fly, so you can be solely moving while you shift from your forward, your neutral to your reverse. You still got to clutch it, but it makes it super easy when you're operating just to go forward and reverse. You keep whatever gear you want to be in. And what I mean by that is you have a 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you'll also have a low, medium, and high. So you can keep it in that gear range and just go forward and reverse. If you're moving dirt, it just makes it super, super easy. On this shuttle shift, a couple things that's super important to keep in mind is the clutch. Typically, or actually always, clutches are not covered under warranty. They're considered a wear item, similar to tires or brakes or batteries. So on these wear items, you need to be careful. You don't want to ride your clutch and mess it up. So let me give you an example here. So coming right here on this, you really need about an inch of play on your clutch. What that means is you need an inch before you feel resistance. So that's pretty good there, but you can feel the resistance. Now here's the thing. What you need to do anytime you get off your tractor, you're gonna let it sit for, anything over, I would say, a week. You need to lock your clutch. And so you're gonna push this down and show them this here. It's a little lever that's gonna come up, and that's gonna lock your clutch down like that. And that separates it so it'll never stick together. You don't know how many phone calls we get saying, hey, my tractor, my clutch isn't working, or something like that. That means that flywheel, they're just stuck together like this. And sometimes they rust together. So just make sure that you always lock your clutch down. And you just push on it, it's gonna release like that. So the third type of transmission I'd say would be a hydrostat. And it's gonna be on this tractor here. A hydrostat tractor is just like a automatic. For instance, you literally have a pedal for forward and a pedal for reverse. So this is going to be your forward pedal. You see the arrow, that's forward. This is your reverse pedal. You'll see the arrow here, it's reverse. Sometimes on a hydrostat, you'll see a rocker pedal, which is going to have a pedal for forward and a pedal for reverse, and you kind of rock your foot on it, and that goes. For instance, Kubota has a pedal like that. I really like the 2 side-by-side pedals that LS does on these particular tractors. On the hydrostat, you can get them in different ways. I've even seen 4-range hydrostatic transmissions. So most of the time there'll be 3, so you have a low, a medium, and a high range. And what you're gonna use that for is if you are going slow, you're going up a hill, you're moving dirt, you really wanna be in that low range transmission. And what that means is it's a little bit more power. If you're kind of going into a dirt pile, it's gonna have a little bit more power. If you got a big cutter on the back, you wanna be in that low range or medium range. High range is really meant for highway, going fast type driving. And then a transmission we don't have in here right now is a power shuttle transmission. And what that is that is similar to a shuttle shift, but you actually do not have to clutch it. So it's almost like a lever similar to what you see maybe on a backhoe. You're literally just gonna move the lever forward, you're gonna move it to reverse without having to clutch. And that makes it really nice if you're moving hay bales, something like that. Remember when I was a kid, when I used to work the power shuttle transmission, I would just flip it, I would grab a bale, flip it back, and I would go load it onto the trailer or go put it out for feed, whatever I was doing. So those are kind of the 4 types of transmissions that we offer, that we typically sell. I know there are some tractor manufacturers out there coming out with some other stuff I'm not too familiar with, to be honest, but just make sure on your clutch, if you have a gear shift, you have a shuttle shift, that you have the right amount of play on your clutch. And you can always adjust that. So down here, you can always adjust your clutch. You'll see right down here, when I move this, you can see it move, and you can adjust the clutch here, and you can move it if you need to have more resistance or less resistance on it. So guys, those are different type of transmissions. If y'all have any questions, let us know. We'd love to go over any questions y'all have on it. See you next time.